Welcome for another episode, Live from the Heart podcast. I'm your hostess, Anne-Claire Meret. I'm delighted to welcome you today. I'm a coach. I teach coaching. I have online programs, and I'm also a writer of 12 books. And that's what I want to talk about today because I think it's quite obscure for people to understand how much we can make when we are a writer and when we just have so many books out there and what is possible financially. So I would like to first say that I'm not necessarily representative of everything that's possible. Obviously, I'm going to share from my own experience, and your experience will be different. But this is a great point to start to understand what's possible. So, I started to write books in 2015. I was invited more as a guest on a book of someone else. It was recipes, and I was putting little notes by the recipes about natural medicine because I'm a naturopath, and I made money for that book. I made 1,000 euros, and then I had royalties on the book after we reached above the 1,000 euros of royalties of sales. So how it works when you are working with a publishing company is that they give you an advance with the money, usually 50% before you write when you start signing the contract, and 50% when you give the manuscript and when it's being accepted. And then this is considered to be an advance on the sales. So if you reach a certain amount, you're going to get more on top of that, a percentage of the sales. If you don't reach this certain amount, then you don't owe them money. They just lost, and it's okay. It's just they take risks because a lot of books will not work, and some books will work greatly, and then you will both make money. And usually the rights are very small. So I have, how many do I have? I think 8 or 9 books with publishing companies, and I own between 2% and 8% of the rights. So it's very small. And I became better at negotiating my contracts with time because now I just say, okay, below 5,000, I own 3%. But then if we sell more than 5,000 copies, I want 6%. If we sell more than 10,000 copies, I want 8%. And usually this is negotiable. So I wish I knew that before, because one of my bestseller books is La naturopathie pour les nuls, which is naturopathy for dummies, that you can see in the back. And yeah, well, I only have 3% of this one, which is a pity because we sold a lot. So usually when you work with a publishing company, they're going to pay you for writing. And for all the books that I wrote, I was paid between 1,000 and 5,000 euros per book. And that's why I wrote a lot of books in a short period of time a few years ago, because I was basically almost like a full-time writer. Although I had a practice and some other businesses on the side, that was one of my main focus. And then some of them made more money than the advance, but not many. I think only 2. And every year, thanks to those books, and I'm going to talk a little bit later about self-publishing. So those books that I wrote with publishing companies still bring me money to that day every year. So at the end of the year, in December, they calculate and then they send you 6 months later a document. So in June, soon, I will receive a paper saying how much they owe me because of last year's sale. So the 2 last years, I got a little bit less than 3,000 euros, which is not huge, but I mean, I wrote them years ago, so I'm still making money out of them, which is awesome because I don't have to promote them. They're just being sold in libraries and just continue their journey, which is wonderful. And then I started to self-publish last year. I self-published How to Succeed as a Wellness Entrepreneur. And then at the end of last year, 2023, I published Millionaire from the Heart in English. And this year, 2024, I published Millionaire from the Heart in French. Same title, just there is a macaroon. Do you say that? Like a stamp, where I wrote French version, but this is the same title. And it's selling really well. And because this is self-published with Amazon, I choose to do it in audiobook, a paperback, and Kindle, and we're selling quite a lot of them, and I get 70% of the rights. So this is a huge difference compared to publishing companies. but I'm not in libraries yet. We're working on it with my team. I have a vision. I would love to be in airports and train stations and things like that. So we're working on it with Emily from my team. And well, I'm making a little bit of money with that for now, but it did cost me money because I hired someone in my team to manage different things because I wanted to be able to keep running my company. You can do it all by yourself if you want, but as a writer and also having to promote my books, I feel that it's a lot of work to be also doing the back end. So I'd rather spend the money to have people helping me and keep some bandwidth to actually be able to write a great book, correct it, and then promote it without being burned out by doing all the rest of the stuff. So for me, that's my choice. So I prefer to choose to spend money. So now I'm not sure it's yet balanced between what I spent and what I received, but we're going to reach a point where it's going to overcome what I spent, and then I'm going to make more and more money because the book is going to become more and more famous. So this one, I have high expectations for it. Like I have a vision that we're going to sell a lot. Plus, we have now the knowledge of self-publishing, which was a little bit harder to do it by ourselves at the beginning, but now we're becoming better at it. So for the upcoming books, things will go smoother and faster, I guess. Um, yeah, so you have a sense now of how much we can make. But really, what I want to share is that because I wrote books, people started to trust me more. And then I got contracts and I got clients and I got opportunities that I think I would have never gotten without the books because it builds up credibility. It builds up connection with the people who read your books. They feel connected to you because you've helped them with something which was valuable to them. Because this is a deep form content that people have the opportunity to dive into thanks to you. It opens so many doors. So although I didn't make a lot of money with books, I did make money and it did allow me to make a living for a while. um, it opened so many doors and I got so many clients because of the books. I also grew my online community, which helped me fill up my retreats, which helped me fill up my online programs and trainings, which is amazing. So how much did writing book bring me? I would say millions, because I made millions with my company the past few years, and I started writing books right when I started my company. So it's a great win. And I would say that my answer, my final answer is millions, because this is not the goal of writing books for me is touching a lot of people's lives, which is amazing, which is what I'm doing. And then a percentage of these people are going to want to work with me one on one in group settings and learn from me. And then it brings potentialities, you know, it just gets greater and bigger and bigger. So, yeah, millions. That's also what I wish for you if you want to write books. And if you think that, oh, I don't know, is it going to help me with where I want to put my energy so that I build up my career and so that I get clients and everything? Well, it will, because it's going to be a byproduct. Your success is going to be a byproduct of everything that you put out there. And if you choose to get committed and really take the time to observe the compounded effects of your efforts that you're going to put out there, then you're going to have great rewards. Because I believe the rewards are as big as we commit to what we create. So that's what I'm currently experiencing. And as I like to say, this is only the beginning, because I have so many other books that I have in my heart, and I have so many other things planned so that I can promote my books and touch a lot of people's lives. It's just amazing. Well, that's it. I hope it was an answer for you to help you figure out how much you can make writing books. If you want to know more, I'm planning to do a webinar, a free webinar in June. I don't have the date as I'm recording this video, but please look into the description. Probably someone from my team will put the link in the description when I'm ready. And also just go into my link tree on Instagram, and you're going to find the upcoming webinars and events and programs and retreats. And if you want to work with me, I'd love to help you put your bestseller out there. Yeah. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it around you to writers who want to know more about how much they can make with writing, and put it 5 stars to into Spotify and Apple Podcasts because it helps us being more and more visible. Thank you, and see you in our next episode. Bye.